so they're not leaving any scent trails behind. On the left are greater kudus. I don't have any horns just because they're girls, they're females. All of the males have horns like the one shown on the spotting guide. They're pretty agile though. Greater kudus are able to leap about 8 feet in the air, clearing really large barriers. Oh, we're gonna get a really cool view of the black rhinoceros out here. Also a saddle-billed stork on the left-hand side. There's a male and a female that lives out here. The female, she has yellow-colored eyes. That's her right there. The male, he has dark brown eyes. They do mate for life naturally, so they'll be with each other their entire lifetime. The black rhinoceros on the left is the smallest species of rhino, but they're still able to weigh about 3,000 pounds. They have a triangular shaped prehensile upper lip, and that'll help them grab and consume plant matter, kind of like a working hand. The black rhinoceros is also a pretty solitary animal, so they just like to hang out by themselves like this one right here. There we go, there's a better view of them. Having a really good snack there. A lot of the animals in the forest are facing habitat loss due to deforestation, due to things like commercial logging, so it's really important to be able to reuse papered material when we're able to. With the change of scenery here, we're going to head out of the forest. And we're going to make our way inside of the Safi River. Now the animals here in the Safi River are a little bit more aquatic in nature, so we're going to see who's hanging out in and around the water down here. Coming down the hill, you'll see a large island on the right-hand side, and the island doesn't have quite a few pink-backed pelicans. Ooh, there's a Nile hippopotamus on land in the back right-hand corner. If you can't see them, don't worry, we'll probably see some more hippos out there. When on land, they'll get a red oily secretion on their body that'll be known as blood sweat. That blood sweat just helps protect their skin naturally from any sunburns. The pink-backed pelicans look white and gray in color right now, but during their mating season, they'll turn a light pink color. The back of the feathers and the front of the beaks turn a light pink. Look out for any bubbles or ripples in the water. If you look out straight ahead of us on the left, there's a couple of hippos in the water. That looks like floating rocks, super straight up in front of us. A group of hippos is known as a bloat of hippos. Also see that one on the left inside of the water there, going this way towards us. Hippopotamus does mean river horse in Latin, but instead of swimming, they tread water. They can also walk or run on the very bottom of the riverbed floor. Hippos have really large teeth and the strongest bite of any land mammal on Earth, but they only have a plant-based diet, so usually just see them enjoying fruits and veggies. I did hear from the wardens this morning that Nile crocodiles were spotted in the Safi, so we're going to keep an eye out for them. They can be on either side of us on land or in the water. Sometimes in the water they hide underneath the large logs, so keep a really good eye out. Now, if you're able to spot that one out there, the Nile crocodile is the largest reptile in all of Africa, reaching lengths at about 16 to 20 feet long. To put that in perspective for you, that is about as long, about as tall as an adult giraffe can be. They also have a really strong, forceful bite on them, but when it comes to mother crocodilian, they're pretty gentle with their babies, helping their babies in the hatching process out of their eggs. They'll do that by rolling the eggs gently between the teeth. That doesn't hurt any babies at all because Nile crocs have really good control over their jaws. Looking past the overlook in front of us, we're going to head out of the Safi River and make our way inside of the savannah. And we just entered West Savannah. Here in West Savannah is a very large and wide range of open space. There's a lot of room out here for the animals to roam around, but there's also a lot of cool and fast runners that live here. We'll try to see who's running around West. There's a couple animals out there in the distance on the right. We're going to get a little bit closer to them. If you look down at the grass is pretty short. A lot of the animals are grazers. Helps the grass keep nice and sharp for the good runners in the area, and also any migrators we might see. If you look up at the trees, it looks like the leaves stop growing at the same point there. There's a lot of giraffe that live out here as well. They're going to snack on those trees, keep it nice and neat, but it allows the sun rays to pull through and the grass can grow and the animals can catch some sun. That's why it's important to help protect their environment as well so they can continue the circle of life. On the left are a couple of African painted dogs. Their fur pattern kind of resembles black, white, and brown paint splotches on their bodies. There could be about 30 painted dogs in one pack, although I think I only see 2 of them out there. Part of the canid family, they've only got 4 toes on each paw. They're also really cute and cuddly looking, if you ask me. They are the most successful pack hunters in Africa, more successful than lions and cheetahs. On the left-hand side, past the bushes, are sable antelope. They've got a sable brown color on their body. They're also the emblem of the reserve, so we'll see their imagery all around Harambe village. They have horns on their heads going straight back, and that'll help protect them so that predators cannot jump on their backs. Different than other antelope species that'll typically run away from a fight, the sables will fight to help protect themselves. Pretty good emblem for the reserve here since we're all actively fighting for conservation. We're going to get closer to the Ankole cattle and the Hartman's Mountain zebras on the left-hand side. Hartman's Mountain zebras, if you're able to look really closely, they have a black muzzle in front of the face, which is a great indication they're actually black in color with white stripes. And that is different than other zebra species. When baby zebras are born, their legs will be just about as long as the adults. That'll give them a really good chance to run. Zebras are able to run at about 40 miles an hour. Alright, so we have zebras on the right and Ankole cattle on the left. The cows usually consist of one male, that's the really big guy in the middle there, and mostly female. The females around him are pretty young ladies, so their horns haven't fully grown out yet. They're still working on it. The horns are nearly hollow on the inside with a honeycomb-like structure that is made up of arteries or paper-thin blood vessels flow right through the horns, helping the cows regulate their blood so they can cool down during the dry, hot savanna seasons. A group of zebras, like the ones on both sides of us, is known as a dazzle. A dazzle of zebra, when running together, forms a motion dazzle. That motion dazzle is just hard for predators to know where zebras are starting or ending. On the right-hand side are wildebeest. Young wildebeest and females will form groups or herds together. Males will go off and form bachelor herds. Eventually, they'll come together to go through a great migration. There could be about 1.5 million wildebeest going through that migration. Well, there's a lot of them out here. We might see some more. Let's try to closer to the giraffe here on the left. This is a Maasai giraffe. Their spots have rough edges all the way around them. And they typically hang out in groups in what's known as a tower. A tower of giraffe. Giraffe are really good snackers. They'll snack all day long. And while they're snacking, they'll take little spurts of naps throughout the day, where giraffe only sleep for about 30 minutes in an entire 24 hours. It's about all they need. They'll usually do it all while standing up. They have that really long black thick hair at the end of their tail, and they'll whip it around, kind of using it as their own personal fly swatter. That'll protect them from any insect bites in the savannah. Some more wildebeest out there on the right. Wildebeest does mean wild beast in Afrikaans. It looks like we're heading into elephant country. There's an African elephant in front of us. I do only see one, so it's most likely a male elephant. Male elephants will stray away from a large female herd at a pretty young age. They can form small bachelor herds if they want to, but they usually just like to hang out by themselves, like this big guy right here. What a view. They're playing in the water. Elephants will use those long trunks in front of their faces for pretty much everything. Drinking water, eating food, and grabbing objects. They'll also use those trunks to communicate. So they'll wrap their trunk around another trunk of an elephant, and it's kind of how they talk. That's a really good view of them there. Now, elephant country is pretty large here in West Savannah, so we are going to head a little bit farther in. Hopefully, maybe we get another chance to see some more elephants, so let's go see. Both sides of us here are red clay pits. Elephants will rub their tusks right up against red clay. You can see those tusk markings on both sides of us right here. They'll eat all of the mineral deposits that fall from red clay, giving them more nutrients than what they get from their natural diet, from all the plants and tree matter that they eat. So it kind of acts like their own personal and natural elephant vitamin source, straight from that red clay pit. Sometimes some more elephants hang out over here on the left, so we're going to try to come around and get a little bit closer. I think I see one walking around out there.
There it is.
The large leafless trees on the right-hand side are baobab trees, and they'll be leafless for about 9 months out of the year. It'll contain gallons of water inside of the tree trunk, giving it a sponge-like bark texture, where elephants will poke their tusks in the tree so they can drink the water right out, giving it the nickname the Tree of Life. I'm gonna try to catch up over here. I think I saw a pretty young elephant. I just see them in the back left-hand corner there. Now, that's a baby African elephant. The wardens who take care of them are kind enough to let us know she's a female baby African elephant. She'll hang out with her mom in a large female herd. Her mom was pregnant with her on the reserve for about 22 months. That's about a full gestation period for an elephant, almost 2 years long. Greater flamingos on the left. They're the largest of the flamingo species, capable of flying and swimming. Although they're the lightest shade of pink of the flamingos, if there's any white ones out there, they could be young or babies, getting their pink feathering about 2 years into their lifetime because of their diet. They're going to eat brine shrimp. Brine shrimp have a protein in them called beta-carotene. That'll help them get that pink feathering. There are a lot of elephants out here. A female herd of elephants will be led by a matriarch, which is led by the oldest and wisest female African elephant of the group. She'll lead them to a really good watering hole, but to also find some good food around. Made our way inside of East Savannah. East Savannah is home of the white rhinoceros, all the way out there on the left-hand side. Now, the rhinos, they love to take mud baths in the mud wallow in front of them. They'll get the mud on their bodies to help protect their skin from any sunburns naturally, but also to protect them from any insect bites. It's kind of like they're lathered on their bug spray and their sunscreen. The white rhinoceros here on the left is able to weigh about 5,000 pounds. Although large in size, they're able to gallop similar to the horse, and they'll gallop at speeds of about 35 miles an hour. Now, rhinos, they don't really have good eyesight. They can only see about 10 feet in front of them. You might see their ears wiggling around there. They have really sensitive hearing and a really good sense of smell, so they probably can't see us here, but they can definitely hear me talking about them. On the left there's a cheetah on top of the hillside. Cheetahs are the fastest land animals in the world, reaching speeds at about 60 miles an hour. But they'll have fully retractable claws in the paws, helping them get up to that fast speed. The long tails at the end of them aid in balance, but also helps them take sharp turns when going that fast speed of theirs. There's another one on the left-hand side here. Looks like there's 2 of them on the bottom of the tree stumps. Different than other big cats, cheetahs are more active during the day when the sun is up, kind of like right now. They also won't roar. Instead, to communicate, they'll chirp, hiss, and purr. That is similar to the common house cat. Coming across a large rock formation in front of us, these are Kopi rocks. The animals that live around the Kopi, they're able to climb all the way to the tippy top of the highest point, and that'll help them look down to see the entire savannah. We'll come around and see if there's anyone over here. While we're making our way around, you might see 2 ostrich in the distance on the right-hand side between the trees. The ostrich is the largest bird in the world, but they can't fly. They rely on those big, long, strong legs of theirs. They're able to run at about 43 miles an hour with only 2 toes on each foot. We might see them again as we come around. Now, sometimes at the Kopi Rocks are African lions, but lions are nocturnal. They'll spend about 20 hours a day sleeping. pretty good for them. Helps conserve all their energy so they can go out at night and hunt for food. That'll be the female lioness. She does most of the hunting for the entire pride. The male lion will stick back to protect the rest of them, usually consisting of young lion cubs and older lions. These are warthog burrows here on the left. Let's see if there's anyone over here. Oh, did you see one? Maybe. If you see any hairy looking rocks out there, it's probably them. Well, they have really cool long snouts and tusks to help carve out these burrows. They'll back up in those burrows to show off those tusks to ward off predators nearby. I still see those ostrich out there sitting on the right-hand side. It does appear to be female ostrich. They have light gray feathers on their bodies. While males, they're going to have dark black feathering. You see them a little bit better there. They are sitting down though. I do spot some ostrich eggs on the right-hand side in front of the bushes. Being the largest birds, they have the largest eggs. Each egg is able to weigh about 3 pounds each, where the mother ostriches lay the eggs together in one nest. There could be about 70 eggs in one nest. Spotting the warden's post, we're making our way out of the savannah and into Magadi Glen. The wardens here, they take really good care of all the animals that live on the reserve. There's a lot of Nigerian dwarf goats over here. Now they're pretty cute and small in size, but they're fully grown, so we won't see them larger than they are there. They have an eye on each side of their head, and that gives them a wider range of sight. The Nigerian dwarf goat is also a dairy goat, so they help provide dairy for the wardens for milk and cheese for the village of Harambe. I had a very beautiful safari on our journey, learning more about the wonderful animals of Africa. I'll leave you with a conservation message to go home with you. Unfortunately, some of the animals we saw are still facing habitat loss due to deforestation. We can help them out a little bit so we can continue to see them in our lifetime. Here in Harambe, we practice the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle all the paper and plastic items we use every day. Also recycling electronics like smartphones and smart tablets. They have a small metallic ore in them known as coltan. Coltan is heavily mined in Africa, but when we recycle those electronics, they're able to reuse it. Helps out the forest antelope we saw, but it really helps out African elephants. African elephants are still impacted by coltan mining today. So even if you don't think you can help out the population of an animal or just helping out Mother Earth, definitely can with simple as recycling. Well, thanks for taking time out of your day to come hang out with me and learn about all the cool animals we saw in Harambe. If there was any wilderness explorers on the truck, you have been riding on the Simba 1. Simba 1 is your code word to get your safari badge. You can find the wilderness explorers over at Carla Falls. They'll be holding an orange satchel waiting for you. And again, my name is Gloria from San Diego, California. Here in Harambe, we don't really like to say goodbye. That's far too sad and far too final. Instead saying kwaherini. Kwaherini is a Swahili phrase meaning to go well. So, kwaherini everyone, go well, go wild to your Disney's Animal Kingdom or wherever your next adventure might take you. I hope you all have a magical rest of your stay. On the right hand side, watch your hands, arms, feet, and legs as the door slides open. Watch your step as well coming out of the truck. Kwaherini everyone, and a sanctus on a squash banana. Have fun.